Hello and welcome to this orientation call. So this is what this is all about. First of all, Heidi Hall there. I'm your little old Luca, and I'm here throughout the month of August. I'm here every month. Who am I kidding? And I do these on the first of the month as a crash course into what it is we're doing in the Good Food Network. So this is an orientation session meant to do two things. First, give you a bit of a bird's eye view or like a behind the scenes kind of vision into what exactly is the Good Food Network, and also serves as a place to know whether or not this is something that you might want to join. So I'm going to start today first by saying, hi, I'm so glad you're here. My name is Luca. I'm a holistic nutrition practitioner. I do the work I do through the magic of food, and I look to food and holistic nutrition as a way to really help bolster the systems in your body to function better so that you can reduce what is driving your symptoms. This is about empowerment through the regular and consistent steps that I outline in the classes, the content, the videos, and the short clips that I share in the Good Food Network. A lot of what I do in the Good Food Network is kind of what I used to do for free on social media, but nothing gets seen anymore. So it's pointless, really, to post some of that stuff. And I thought I would put it all under one place. So this is where the Good Food Network came in. The Good Food Network is a subscription service. You come in when you want and you leave when you're done. And every turn, every week, there is something new added to the network. There's always at least one session. One week of the month, there's two sessions. So there's a live session to tune into. You can join us live or you can catch the replay, which makes it really handy and usable for anybody anywhere in the world to access the content whenever they want to. The content is steeped in science. It is steeped in a specific topic that we're coming at it from different points of view over the course of the month through those live sessions. Each live session has to-do work, and it's the work that I do with clients. So this is the Coles Note version of some of the conversations I have with clients, actually, is what we're doing in the Good Food Network. So I tend to help the person who is usually typically female, although not solely female bodies, but I have majority of my clientele is women. And I meet women in their just around perimenopause age, right through to postmenopausal age. So I tend to help a lot of women sort of 38 to 55 and a little bit north of 55, but really that's the window where I'm catching most of my clients. And I help clients who have histamine and mast cell issues, absolutely, but also some wiggly niggly things in the background that don't seem to be functioning well. And you're finding yourself struggling to get through the day, either because of energy issues, because of brain fog, because you're feeling you have to do all of the things and now add researcher to the list of things because you have to go find out what are all those things to support your health and wellness. Because as moms, we tend to be the general caretakers of a lot of the wellness conversations in our family and the methods to support our wellness. And I am the person who's gonna give you a chance to stop researching. And I'm also the person who's gonna do everything in two parts. The first part is always here's the science and the why and the deep comprehension part for those people who like to nerd out like me. The second part is always, okay, well, that's nice. There's no test on the content we just covered. What's the to-do work, though? What's like, now that I realize I have an issue with this, what's the work? And each session we do, there's at least two, if not three, ideas to implement. I don't expect you to do all three. But I expect you to start seeing some of these ideas. We start to repeat a lot of the ideas, the ones that are really big hitters. You'll see them come up every now and then, and it ties in how everything is connected. So everything I do is with the intention of giving you practical ideas and solutions on implementing ideas at home, not only for your own health, but for the health of everybody who sits at your table. 80% of the recommendations are food-based, 20% are lifestyle ideas. Okay, maybe 19% are lifestyle ideas and 1% is supplements. I very rarely do supplements because yeah, that's a whole other conversation. So that's kind of what you can expect. I'm going to give you a couple of lowdown ideas on how to know if this is something you might want to join or not first. So, what are we doing in the month of August? Every 2 months, we switch gears a little bit and we cover a new topic. And for the month of August, we are going into month two of metabolic health or metabolism. It is a topic that I really wish I would have done like 12 years ago when I first started working in nutrition. Metabolism is what we address through nutrition when there's inflammation, histamine issues, autoimmune conditions, chronic health conditions. When you support metabolic health, you're supporting the inner workings of the body, the biochemistry of the body. And when we can support the biochemistry to work better, now we start to help the body feel safer. And now we reduce what's driving your symptoms. So, whether you're struggling through perimenopause, whether you have non alcoholic fatty liver disease, whether you have histamine issues, whether you're diagnosed with Hashimoto's, whether or what are recent things I've been talking about, whether you're raising small children and want to feed them well, whether you're looking for fertility support, whether you have chronic fatigue syndrome. These are the overarching themes of people I'm supporting right now. Whether you have mast cell activation, actually, doesn't matter. All of these bodies and these ways our bodies are expressing that they need help, they all do well by supporting metabolism. Yeah. And metabolism is not a fixed thing. Metabolism is a very flexible thing that moves with whatever's going on in your life. And if you've got a lot underway, your metabolism is going to try to keep up with you. And when it's really obvious that she's trying really hard to keep up with you, that's when the symptoms will show up. And we can read it as a way that the body's saying, I don't have the right inputs right now. Can you please change the inputs? And that's what we do in the Good Food Network. We change the inputs. Because your body's a system, and a system needs inputs in order to do output of being a human. Being a human doing human things is an output. And when we're talking about metabolism, that's the inputs. I cannot make it any more clear than that. And that's what we're covering in the Good Food Network for the whole month of August. So, yeah, we've already done a month, but you're not going to miss out. We're doing even more ideas and different ways of looking at metabolism and giving you more tools to build in your toolkit to better support your own metabolism. We're going to change those inputs into your system. And when we change them, the output shifts. The output improves if we're doing it right. And or the output shifts and tells us a little bit more of what needs some help behind the scenes. So I like to usually start with, okay, but Luca, that's nice. I don't even know what metabolism really means. I don't even know if I have issues with it. Oh, you'll know in just a hot second. I have my top 10 ways to know your metabolism is asking for help list right in front of me. Are you ready? Item number one. This is where we go through a list, PS, and you are going to put a check mark on a piece of paper next to you when you're watching this video, and you're going to tell me how many check marks you got. Okay? Item number one, do you currently or have you ever, do you have frequent blood sugar dips where you might feel shaky, you might feel irritable, you might get that hangry feeling before a meal or sudden hunger, or I used to describe it as if I don't go downstairs to get a hamburger at the joint in the basement of my building, I'm going to punch someone in the face. That was how I would feel when I would eat well, my salads and all of the health things, and by 2 p.m. I'd be starving. Starving. My blood sugars were tanked, absolutely in the toilet. So frequent blood sugar dips, principal reason number one to look after your metabolism. That is a massive, massive telltale sign that your metabolism is not getting the right inputs and needs some help. Item number two, mood instability. And it's a party, apparently. I don't know how to turn off these things. So mood instability. What are we talking about here? Well, anything that struggles with mood. Do you have this? Do you struggle with irritability or anger, quick to blow a fuse? Do you have low moods, depression? Do you have the other end where it's anxiety, where you're nervous or you have a lot of worries? Are you the person where your mood can really drastically shift from one moment to the next. I think of this too like that. Um, I've seen it in some clients where like they have such a short fuse that all of a sudden it goes off. Honey, even just reenacting of it set it off. That is a clear fire sign that the inputs you're putting in your body are not working for you. And we need to do some shifting there. Number three, do you have persistent either inflammation or histamine related symptoms? This is a bit of the secret sauce of supporting people with histamine and mast cell issues. When you start to look at metabolic health, you actually start to resolve a little bit of what's driving the symptoms. It's a part of it, it's not the only thing, but it is a part that has the potential of shifting so much in the body. Number four, I see this one with quite a few clients, and I see it show up in a couple of pieces, a couple of different ways. Is the other one in here? Oh, yeah. Okay. I'll save that for the last one. So, number four, chronic low energy that does not improve with sleep, where you're just either dragging yourself through your days, figuring out how to have a cat nap at work, or you're the person who really actually has chronic fatigue syndrome, ME, myalgic encephalitis, I think is what that translates to. But chronic fatigue syndrome, where really even doing a load of dishes is going to knock you out for 4 days. I have clients with energy levels that low. That is a clear fire sign that the energy output is really struggling. That is a metabolic dysregulation piece, and we have to do some work to figure out what's at the root of it. That's a part of what we're doing in the Good Food Network. Number five, muscle weakness or unexplained aches and pains, which really starts to ramp up in perimenopause. Has anybody noticed that? Yeah, I always think of perimenopause and the symptoms that really ramp up in your early 40s. They did for me at 42. In this transition time is really a report card from the body. If you've had underlying things just below the radar leading into perimenopause, they will come to the front of the line and scream in your face if you did not deal with them before perimenopause. Mine showed up as histamine issues and inflammation and blood sugar issues. And the blood sugar issues persisted for 20 years before that. Now I can see the pattern. Now I see what my body was trying to tell me. And what the Western world was telling me is you just need to be on a diet. You just need to lose weight. Oh my God. Anyway, I've resolved a lot of things and I'm no longer on medication, so I'm very grateful for it. Number six, this is a really clear fire sign for me of somebody who needs metabolic health. Yeah, it's a thumbs up. Difficulty managing stress. There's a couple of ways this can show up. If somebody says, could you do this? And you're like, oh my God, if somebody asks me one more thing, I think I'm just gonna. I have those days. I still have those days on occasion. You might feel overwhelmed. You might also be the person who gets wired but tired regularly, where the only way to get through a task is to get yourself to the point of where you're almost in panic mode, and that's the only way you can actually see a task through. Number seven, do you get cravings for salty things, sugary things, or caffeine? Or are you somebody who cannot control eating an entire bag of Oreo cookies or a bag of chips or crackers or pastries, whatever? When there's food out on a table, you walk by and you're like, oh my God, how did that migrate into my mouth? I didn't even notice. That was me. I used to not be able to help myself from eating an entire bag of chips. Yeah, that's a clear fire sign that your metabolic health is struggling and is asking for different inputs. Number eight, this is an interesting one. For anybody who feels this, honey, I gotcha. I gotcha, and we're doing some of this in the Good Food Network. But reduced motivation or a flat emotional state. That to me is a different piece of the puzzle. It's just a different way for some of these other symptoms to show up. but it tells me a very specific issue going on with neurotransmitters and a gut-brain connection that is really struggling in this whole metabolic workup. So reduced motivation or flat emotional state. Do you have that one? Number 9, sleep disturbances. Huge, huge indicator that your metabolic health is struggling. So these could be troubles falling asleep, troubles staying asleep, getting up to pee in the middle of the night, waking up unrefreshed. And finally, number 10, brain fog, poor concentration, memory lapses that are now interfering with daily life. Cataracts, you can add that to the list. You can add family history of type 2 diabetes, family history of diabetes, of heart disease and strokes, and a family history of cognitive decline, things like Alzheimer's and dementia. All of these tell us so much about what's going on in the body and some of the biochemistry that's struggling. And in that moment, that's exactly what your body's doing. It is struggling, but doing the work to try to keep up with what it is you're doing as inputs to the body. What we do in the Good Food Network is we talk about changing those inputs. We talk about which inputs are going to help support that biochemistry in the body so that it doesn't have to send a smoke signal via that symptom. Because that's what symptoms are. They're smoke signal that your body's saying, uh-oh, something's up. Can I please get some help? And there's a lot more symptoms. Digestive issues, I would count as a metabolic piece. Thyroid, how did I not even have thyroid in there? Anything to do with thyroid is absolutely, unequivocally metabolic health that is struggling. Hashimoto's, hypothyroiditis, hyperthyroiditis, your cold hands, cold feet, cracked heels, losing hair, putting on weight and cannot take it off. Your adrenals are tuckered out. Those are all indication that your thyroid is struggling. Constipation is another one. Lifelong constipation for a long time. Family history of somebody having taken levothyroxine, Synthroid, something like that. There's so much to be said about supporting the thyroid as a crucial central hub to metabolism. In fact, if you think of your metabolism as an orchestra, your thyroid is the conductor. So anywhere the thyroid is struggling, your conductor is letting you know that something's up with the orchestra and it's just not working very well. So those are some of the main symptoms that we see with metabolic health dysregulation or issues. So I have a whole list of others. You're going to find it so boring. You're not going to pay attention to me, so who cares? I'll post a link to a video below that'll give you some more indications of some of those more common signs of when metabolism isn't working. What do you need to look for? What's trying to tell your body something that it's not working? So I'll make sure that that's a link below. You're going to see link number 1 below, wherever you're watching this video. That's going to have the link out to watch that video. If you have more questions and you specifically want to figure out, do I have metabolic issues going on? That's going to help you figure out. Now, who can benefit from joining us in the Good Food Network? Anybody who said yes to the 14 or so that I've now mentioned, because I added more at the end. Anybody who has seen and resonated with any of the content that I share. Let's do all of the things. Yay. Anybody who has registered with any of the content that I've shared either on social media or anywhere you come across my content. So you feel like that. It's fun, isn't it? This is my last one because it's the best one. You ready? Or is it this one? Yeah, it's this one. So if you've registered with any of that content along the way and you're like, I'm really curious to learn these pieces and I want to change those inputs for my own body, you should come and join us in the Good Food Network. I built it with 2 different kinds of people in mind. The client with whom I've worked that now is like, okay, I feel pretty good. I need to revisit some of these ideas, Luca, but I don't want to do one-on-one again because I know we talked about all these things and I know what it is I need to do. The Good Food Network has your back. So it's good for those clients that need a revisit and a reminder of what it is we've talked about in our one-on-one sessions. That's one kind of person that can join us. The other kind of person that will join us in the Good Food Network is somebody who has thought before, I'd really like to work with Luca, but I don't have the time nor the resources to commit to 6 visits, because that's how I work with clients. We start with 6 visits, and it's too overwhelming for people. Okay, come and join us in the Good Food Network. The cost is pennies compared to working one-on-one, and you get the same information. You get a lot less hand-holding, so you kind of have to hold your own hand as you go through. Speaking of hand-holding, I want to show you 2 things that are going to help you figure out how to get into the Good Food Network and how to know if this is something that's going to work for you. So let's jump right now over to I think I'm going to go here first, and then I'll come back and I'll tell you what it is that we're doing for metabolism. So here we've got a page. This is going to be link number 2. I better write these down. So link 1 will be all about how to know if your metabolism is struggling. Link 2 is going to be to this page, the Good Food Network page on my website. And this is going to give you the rundown of everything you need to know about the Good Food Network. So you've got the different parts. It explains it in a little bit more detail. The orientation session we're playing right now is going to be linked here. And then I want you to scroll down to this section. How do I know if the Good Food Network might be a good fit for me? You can answer some questions here, and it's going to help you decipher if this is a good fit for you. Following that, there's a section that says, how do I know if the Good Food Network might not be right for me at this time? Go through this section too, because this is going to help you really clearly identify if this is something you want or not. And then everything else is here, things to know. You get 7 days free trial. If after 7 days you're like, I don't like it, Luca, I want out, then just message me and then I take you out and I give you your full money back. And I absorb the $10 registration fee that I have to pay to the money gods for having you in the network. I don't care. I've yet to have anybody actually ask for the refund, so I think it's a good deal. So you can join and just try it for a week and see how it feels. So I want you to go to this page. It's going to help you figure out some of those questions. So next, I want to take you through to a little bit of a presentation of what it is that we're doing in the Good Food Network for the month of August, because this is going to help you also understand a little bit more of what it is we're doing. So if we start with this, and then I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to do this, and here we go. So yes, we are diving into metabolism for the month of August. And I think a lot of people think metabolism is just about counting calories. That is 1% of what metabolism does. We're going to talk about how metabolism shapes your stress response and how it also really drives your symptoms. When your metabolism is out of sync, you're going to feel it. You're going to feel energy crashing. You're going to feel brain fog, stubborn weight, mood swings, histamine flares, sleep struggles, blood sugar dips, all those symptoms we've just talked about. And fun fact, when you're in perimenopause and into menopause, those symptoms can hit even harder. Fun times. But the bright side of this is no matter what stage of life you are in, when we go forth in supporting your metabolism and your thyroid, which is the conductor of this whole orchestra, this in and of itself helps reduce stress, it helps calm inflammation, and it lightens the load on your entire body. And this is the single biggest way in to reducing your own personal burden of stress. When we reduce your burden of stress, we stop what's driving your symptoms. So, when your metabolism is supported, everything works better. Your energy steadies, your mood lifts, your hormones flow more smoothly, inflammation and histamine issues start to quiet down. This is not about weight. This is about function. It's about balance. It's about resilience. And how to get there is the work I propose in the Good Food Network, which I'll show you in a minute. And honestly, like when we're talking about these symptoms, oh, these are just what it is to be at this stage of life. Are they? Are they? Are they random symptoms, or are they signs of aging, or are they maybe more? They are signals that your metabolism and your energy systems are under stress from either hormonal shifts or inflammation, or blood sugar imbalances, or chronic stress, or thyroid, or adrenals, or immune system, or any combination of any of these things. Fun. That's complicated, Luca. Not really. You're a closed loop system. And what this really means is that regardless of what it is you've got going on, when you support your metabolism, everything else works better. That's just the simple truth. So when it comes to metabolism, you are not broken. Your metabolism isn't broken. Your body is asking for the right kind of metabolic support. It's asking for better inputs. That's what we do in the network. It's asking for nourishment that fuels the energy, that calms the inflammation, that restores balance. And when we give your metabolism what it is that she's asking for, and we change those inputs, you start to feel your best inside and out. So when your metabolism is out of balance, there's a few things that get thrown off, and we dive into this in some of our sessions over the month of August. We've done some in July, and yeah, yes. So those are gone, except for the one we did yesterday. But I'm keeping that one around for August because I think it's an important one. But when your metabolism is out of balance, so is your stress response, so is your resilience. This is where you start to feel wired and tired, overwhelmed, or anxious. When your metabolism is out of balance, so are your hormones, and so is that transition through to menopause. You start to get irregular cycles, hot flashes, sleep disturbances. They happen to be quite common. Are they normal? I don't want them to be normal. I want them to be something we can work at, which you can. It just means your inputs need to change. When your metabolism is out of balance, so is your thyroid. This now you start to feel cold, you have hair thinning, slowed down everything, including pooping and temperature and energy, a bunch of things, and mood. When your metabolism is out of balance, so is your brain, so is your mood. You start to get foggy thinking, low motivation, mood struggles. When your metabolism is out of balance, so is digestion. This is when you get sluggish bowels, you get bloating, you get poor appetite cues. When your metabolism is out of balance, so are histamine issues and immune system things. Flare-ups, congestion, skin irritation, acid reflux, migraines, hives, hay fever, pain, chronic pain, and so on and so forth, and all those histamine symptoms, and autoimmune issues as well. When your metabolism is out of balance, so is your energy, very clearly. You get midday crashes. You get morning fatigue. You get that wired and tired feeling at night. You feel like you don't have any fuel in the tank. So that's what's going on beneath the surface. And what we're doing in the network is supporting your metabolism. So instead of pushing through and blaming your body, in the network, we take a different approach. We shift into that support mode. So we talk about how to fuel your cells, especially in the month of August. We're doing an entire section on mitochondria in particular. So we're going to talk about how to nourish with whole foods that will support that energy, that will support repair, that will support resilience. We also talk about how to build some of the stress resilience by nourishing different parts of the body. We are going to do an entire session on balancing your blood sugars and why this is such a key piece to supporting metabolism. Really helps to create steady energy. It helps to calm your mood swings, eases inflammation, and reduces that trend towards not family genetics, like conditions that you tend to find in families. So for example, in my family, we have a history of dementia and a history of heart disease and strokes. And both of those have blood sugar regulation issues at the root, which is a metabolic work. So when we work at balancing blood sugars, we start to reduce the eventual potential of developing those diseases that run in our families quite often, those ones that tend to show up as we are into our older ages. And when we support your metabolism, we start to restore hormonal flow. So if that's a piece that you struggle with, whether it is sleep, which is a hormonal act, menopause and perimenopause, or cycles or fertility, or you're having troubles with your menstrual cycles, we start to work on hormone flow. Thyroid is part of that. And when we support your metabolism, we actually calm histamine and we calm inflammation. This starts to ease some of those symptoms. And we do that through supporting your metabolism. We change those inputs. And when we change those inputs, we're supporting your metabolism. That's the work of easing what's driving your symptoms. And you start to feel better all over. So when you're going to join us in the Good Food Network, are you joining us today? I hope you are. God, please say yes. I can't wait to see you. Where will you start? You're going to join the conversations. I'm going to show you where everything is in just a minute. But we're diving deep into a session linking the circadian rhythm and how it impacts your metabolism. It's a fundamental one. We're doing this live class on August 20th. When you're in the network, you can access that class as soon as we run it. You can join us live or do the replay if you wish. When you first join, you can also check the schedule module for key dates and for other things there. I'm going to show you where that is. You also, when you start, you're going to use that monthly checklist to stay focused. I'm going to show you where to find that, what it looks like. It's going to help you stay on track and cross out what you don't want to do and help you prioritize what it is you want to access. So this is the Luca sidekick kind of thing, checklist. And last but not least, please make sure you join us for our weekly live sessions. Whether you join the live version or you watch the replay, those food as medicine sessions are the hub and the central part of what it is we're doing and proposing in the Good Food Network. And these Thursday morning sessions continue to lay down that groundwork of all those moving parts that are implicated in your metabolic health. So at the end of the day, you're going to feel like I gave you too much. The Good Food Network gives you too much. You're correct. Yeah, I don't care. Don't you worry about it. Other than take only what it is you need and leave what you don't. Because the goal is to support you, not to stress. Always, always, always. So listen, this is stop sharing the keynote. How do I? There we go. That's what I wanted. So that's what you can expect in the Good Food Network. Now, let me give you a little bit of a lowdown on, okay, what is it? Minute 31, 31 minutes. Yeah, I'm going to show you a little bit of behind the scenes of what it is to be in the Good Food Network. So for those who are going to join us, this is the part where you're like, okay, how am I going to find my way around? The first time you're going to be a bit overwhelmed, but after that, it's going to be easy. You ready? We're going to go over here. I'm going to close this window and we're going to maximize this one. It's a little bit easier to see. So once you register into the Good Food Network, you get an email that says, join Luca on Practice Better. She's inviting you to join her on Practice Better. Practice Better is the company. It's a Canadian-based, woman-owned and woman-run company that I really love. And they will send you an invitation to join me. It just means creating an account, which actually means just adding an email to your log or adding a password to your email so you can access the content. That's all it means. Once you're in, this is your home page. I'll give you a little tip. This little logo top left, whenever and wherever you are in the hub on Practice Better, this will always take you to your home page. And everything you need to access is on this home page. You've got the Good Food Network, GF Network, and you've got your live sessions here on the right as one of those widgets. You won't have any forms to fill out. Don't worry about it. Those are from older things that I did one time. And so we're going to start by going into the Good Food Network. Here you are. This is how you know you're there. It says Good Food Network right on. You've got a menu here on the left, an overview of what it is, the modules, a chat, the sessions, and my progress. You can scroll through those. I'll guarantee you, you cannot make anything disappear. The modules themselves are under modules, and each module gives you something to look at. And I've broken it down into a couple of sections. The first section is the Start Here section. You've got pre-recorded content, you've got live sessions, and you've got the written content. So first up in the Start Here, I was talking about you need to print up your checklist. So if you click on the title of the module, it takes you through to what your schedule looks like. You've got a calendar for the live session. So if you need a version of this to live so you can access it readily, then find this here. You're going to be able to download to your computer and then print from your downloads folder. Here it is. It's got everything in the live sessions that you could ever possibly want. So this is a good one if you need to have a visual reminder that you want to join these sessions live. Tack it up next to where your computer is so you can join us. Keep scrolling down. You're going to find the checklist for this month. Each month, there's a checklist built. In this checklist, these are all the potential things you can access when you join the Good Food Network. You're going to use this in this fashion. Are you ready? There's a space here on the left. Jot down ideas 1 through 3 or 6 or 10 in the order you're going to want to prioritize these things. Scratch out what you don't want to look at and give a check mark in the box once you've done it. Because who doesn't like to check things off a list so that you feel like you're accomplishing things? Heck yeah. So, for example, check out this month's schedule worksheet, print the schedule, checklist, and worksheet. Well, once you've printed it, you already have something you can check off. I'm nothing if not making you feel like you're a successful person. Yes. And whatever you don't want to access, just scratch it off. You're going to get a sense of what's what in just a minute. So start by scratching off what you don't want to access. Good. And then go from there. Each month, we also have a worksheet. So your worksheet is down here. It is a one-page cheat sheet where you're going to put all of the to-do work on one paper. And I always have the topic up top. You're going to write down your main goals as you go through content. As we go through classes, I tell you how to use this worksheet. When there's a symptom you recognize that you have, you jot it down here. These are the symptoms. I want to work on my metabolism, but for me, it means my energy levels are really tanked. I want to work on my energy levels. Or I have histamine issues. I want my histamine issues to clear. My other main goal is I want to support my sleep because sleep is really troublesome, and Luca mentioned sleep. This is going to help you point together why metabolism is important for you in particular. Yeah? And then in each class, you have action items, you have food related ones or lifestyle ideas. So as you go through these sessions, this is where you jot things down. You're like, oh yeah, Luca talked about turmeric. I should add turmeric to my life. So write down turmeric. In another session yesterday, we talked about protein at meals. Okay, add protein at meals. Great. So that at the end of the month, you've got a one-page cheat sheet. You tack that on to the back of a cupboard in the kitchen, and it's got your to-do work as a reminder all the time. And then once you've printed all of that, you go up here and you click on Mark Completed. When you click on Mark Completed, you already know that you've accessed that module. So that when you go to your program, you see here the schedule and checklist has been completed. Oh, I've already looked at that. I don't have to go back in. Oh, you can view it if you want to again. But now I need to go through other modules. So the module the presentation that I just showed you is in this module on metabolism. So that's an easy one to go through. If you're curious to watch or to look at some of those slides again, it's all worked in. I'll show you. This is exactly what I just showed you. It's all worked into a visual that you can scroll through. Excellente. And when you're done, there's a button up there usually that says Mark Completed. I've already marked it completed. And if you have any questions about your network subscription, this is where you're going to find it. That's where the details are. Now, the rest of the content is broken in 3 sections. We have pre-recorded content, live sessions, and written content. Might I recommend when you first join us, go to the written content. This will take you 5 minutes to print these things up, and you'll be done 3 things on your to-do list already. So recipes of the month, we have 5 recipes each month that are tied into our main topic, which is metabolism, and they're also seasonal foods, seasonal recipes. So Evolution Greek salad is a brilliant summer salad. It is a very Jamie Oliver inspired kind of recipe with lots of veggies. And introducing the concept of how to build an evolution salad, which is Jamie Oliver's idea. We have easy meat in the air fryer because it's too hot. Nobody wants to cook. An air fryer is very easy to cook meat, and very simply, we've got how-tos in here. We've got a cabbage bacon cook-up because cabbage is about to start showing up at the farmers markets. We also have curry pastes. Doing a lot of hot spices in the summer is a really great way to help support cooling down. So I thought doing some anti-inflammatory curry paste. These are the Jamie Oliver curry pastes. I took his original recipes and tweaked them to be low histamine and low inflammatory. So yeah, you're reducing inflammation by making curry, correct? And then we end with chocolate raspberry snowballs because delicious. and it's raspberry season. So could we please have some? Yes. So you've got all of these recipes down here. You download to your computer and you print from your downloads folder. And I always highlight which ones are low histamine or not so that you can know. And once you've done your recipes, you click on Mark Completed. Confirm, and then I'm going to go back to my program. And here, oh, I already did the recipes. Each week we do a food on Monday. It gets posted to your module here every week on the Mondays. This week, the new food is turmeric. And so we always talk about why it's so great, especially in regards to metabolism. And then I give you a couple of ideas on how to work in some turmeric. So you'll have some ideas. Turmeric scrambled eggs. Add turmeric into curries and stews. We've worked it into the curry pastes that are the recipes in this month. Oh my God, Luca. It's like the same thing in 6 different ways. Correct. There's so much thought that goes into this. You have no idea. Yeah, correct. And also, it's not all these disparate different things. They're all interwoven like your beautiful body is. Nothing lives in, like, I want people to come in and feel unified. This is my goal. Yeah. Add it to smoothies. Do immunity shot cubes. There's ideas, different ideas, golden turmeric tea, whatever. Lots of ideas in there. And as the week goes on, as the weeks go on, rather, we bump the earlier challenges down so they're always accessible for the month, but always the latest one is up at the top. What else do we have in our written section down here? We've got the recipes, weekly good food challenge. We also have a whole season, eating with the seasons module. So we focus in on summer. This is the last month it's going to be there. We're switching to fall in September 1st. So if you haven't yet accessed this and you're in the network, make sure you go in, you print. It gives you a list of foods that are seasonal in summer. We have a short video in there that explains why seasonal eating is a massive support to your metabolism, as a matter of fact, and just the inner workings of the body, and how to think about feeding yourself from a seasonal aspect, and why this is the secret to supporting your body. It's a short module. There's another bank of recipes in there. You get so many recipes, you get tired of them. Correct. So these are the written content. And once you've done them all and you mark them complete, like fantastic, it makes it so easy for you to go back the next time you log in and you can see what it is that you've accessed. So it makes it very easy to find and access modules you have yet to complete. So I want to draw your attention to my favorite part of the network, these live sessions. We have 2 to pick from. We have one every Thursday morning. Those are our food is medicine sessions. And we have one live 2-hour class a month. So the food as medicine sessions, we do 7 a.m. Thursday mornings, Alberta time. And we've got 4 happening this month. And the 4 this month, we're talking about the mitochondria, how they are your metabolic engine. We're going to be talking about the role of stress and blood sugar balancing in metabolism. We'll also be touching on gut health and metabolism and finishing off with metabolic flexibility. Metabolic flexibility is the wrap up of all of the other 7 or 8 sessions we've done over the course of the summer about metabolism. We're going to be wrapping it up into one neat package. And look, we already have a replay, the one from yesterday. So you can access, you just click play and it starts right there in the module. So you're able to watch the replays as soon as they're posted. So Food is Medicine is one of your live sessions. The other one is that monthly live class. So this month we're doing one on circadian rhythm, how it ties into your metabolic health. This is going to give you ideas if this is a class for you. So are you tired in the morning? Are you wired at night? Are you stuck in energy crashes? Are you somebody who deals with blood sugar swings or thyroid issues or inflammation? Are you noticing like symptoms are following a daily pattern? Do you always get itchy at night? Does your histamine dump at 2 o'clock in the morning? Do you have diarrhea at 10 a.m.? Do you always need a sleep at 3 p.m.? Can you tie your symptoms to the clock where they're happening always at the same time? Do you wonder why histamine flares hit harder at certain times? Do you want to understand how your body's clock affects metabolism and hormones, a bunch of other things? And are you ready to sync your natural rhythms and feel better for it? Okay, you should join us. Yeah, our key goals are listed here. There's no fads, no extremes. How to join is going to give you instructions on how to join. And once we've done the class, the replay is posted here. I haven't done it yet. I haven't even built it. I got to build it. So these things are going to be loaded. You're going to get handouts and recipes and some extra links out, as I always do in my classes. So those are the two live components that are the crown jewels of the Good Food Network. If you join us and you only do one of these two, if you either just do the live class or you just do the food as medicine sessions and say you print up the recipes, you are getting your money's worth. You don't have to do everything in the network. You only take what fills your plate. And depending on the season you're in, you may not have that much time on your hands. You might have enough time to dedicate a half hour on Thursday mornings while you're prepping breakfast to join me for the food as medicine sessions. Good, you're going to win. You're going to win if you're tuning into it. Yeah, that's how this stuff is laid out. Now, what makes it too much, and is actually going to switch in September, is this pre-recorded content. These are extras that are included because I don't have them available anywhere else right now. And I have people sometimes who ask for these classes, but it's hard to run live classes on a continuous basis. So I have them recorded and you can access them. And the ones you have access to this month are these three. We've got a full meal planning class. This class by itself is $100. If you join the network, you can do the whole class for 35. Oh, and if that's the only thing you do, then aren't you ahead of the thing? Yeah. We have a full vitality class that you can access over the month of August. It's a whole class on the thyroid. It's a 3-hour class. These classes are $80 each. Join the network, you'll get it for 35. I know. I know. I'm a bit ridiculous. I'm taking these out in September. We're going to simplify it. But so right now is the last month you can access the many things. And then I've got a full 2 1.5-hour sessions on building pizza and a scratch cooking class where we make the dough and then we make the sauces and then we bake them. We talk about the history of pizza. My daughter is in this cooking class with me. We did it for junior high kids. It's a fun class. So these are all accessible in the Good Food Network. These are all the different moving parts. The start here pieces, those pre-recorded bonus pieces, the live sessions, which are those jewels, they happen live and the replays always show up there, and then the written content. That's how you access the majority of the content. I want to show you one last thing. We have a group chat that belongs in the Good Food Network. So we've got, for those who are in it, you can see the names of participants. I want to really make sure they're blanked out so you don't see. We have 11 people in the network right now, so it's a small group, but we're having a good time. So every time I post something new to the network, where it's a replay of a session or content, extra content I want to make available, I put it in the chat. And I'm going to show you what I mean. So today I uploaded new content. So I put, hey, it's a new month, new content. Everything is here. I'm going to encourage you to print your checklist. Top things I recommend this month, right there. Every Thursday we do a live session. Those food as medicine sessions, I do a post so you can read to see if it's something you might want to join. Once we've done the session, I put in the comments, hey, I've got it in the replay. The replay's in the module, go find it. So that when you come and you log in, you check to see what's happened in the last week since you were last logged in. Then you're able to scroll through and see what you can have access to. Our weekly food is also posted there. I sometimes also post extra articles. These 4 tips changed the way he cooked for his family. So like a little bit of extra inspiration if you need it. The liver's role in metabolism. Add broccoli to your meals. Salad seasons. Different things here. Yeah. So we've always got some interesting stuff posted here. And this is also where people will sometimes ask questions. And so if you're in the Good Food Network, that's one of the pieces I never talk about, but you can ask questions. You can ask me questions and I'll answer them. So Good Food Network, it's waiting for you. Cost is $35 a month. Come in when you want, leave when you need to. If you're not sure if it's a good fit for you, go read that page. That's going to be your link number 2. And your link number 3 below where we are here is register to suite. Come join us. What are you waiting for? The minute you register is the second you get access to everything. Follow the couple of emails that'll come in. They'll help you access the content. You'll be able to find it. Make yourself a cozy little corner, sit down for half an hour, and access those first parts. What is it that you're going to do first? Are you going to print your recipes first? Are you going to go in to watch one of those Thursday morning live sessions? Or do you have a whole afternoon to yourself that you're going to dive into that vitality thyroid class? Because you've got thyroid issues and you've long wanted to understand what's going on with the thyroid and what does it take to work well. Whatever the case may be, I hope to see you in the Good Food Network. If you have any further questions, put them in the comments below and we'll get you sorted. And thanks for joining me for this session. I look forward to seeing you inside the Good Food Network. Take care, salut et à bientôt.